Hey fight fans, welcome back to the Fight Book. This is the Indian action guy back with some new and interesting updates. And after watching this video, you are definitely gonna talking shit about the UFC because Jon Jones and Aspinall both have confirmed that they are not fighting each other and Aspinall is taking someone else. Jon Jones is retired. O'Malley is gonna win this Saturday. One fighter from UFC 316 weigh-ins have missed weight. Ilia Topuria revealed the backup of his fight against Charles Oliveira, and a new undisputed title fight is announced in the boxing world. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let's start it from the biggest news. Jon Jones in a recent series of tweets have confirmed that he is not going to fight Tom Aspinall. He says he has made it clear to the UFC that he doesn't want to fight him. He also says that he hasn't trained since the Stipe fight because he do not want to fight anyone. He says his body at this age hurts. Talking about being stripped of the heavyweight belt, he says he doesn't give a shit about it and he has already made his future clear to the UFC. It is the UFC who is pulling the strings, not him. Jones says that everyone thought Cyril Gane was the future of the UFC, and when he beat him, now no one says Gane's name and they says Aspinall is the future, so it's nothing new to him. He says Aspinall is here today and gone tomorrow. He asks Tom to talk about other UFC fighters who are active and stop talking about him, and Aspinall replies that he has something that he wants. Aspinall says he was not joking when he said that Jon Jones is retired and he has a fight news coming soon. He basically confirmed that he is fighting someone else for the undisputed title. Egil Hirvani also recently reported that Jon Jones has withdrawn from his fight with Tom Aspinall because he had demanded a huge payout. UFC really offered him a big payday, but he did not expect it, so he refused again. That's what happened. UFC tried, but they failed. Now I think Tom Aspinall is going to fight Cyril Gane for the undisputed heavyweight belt. By the way, fans at the UFC 316 press conference chants to strip Jon Jones. Anyway, the press conference for UFC 316 was not that special and it was not bad as well. O'Malley says no one is going to give a F about Merab after this Sunday, and Merab says that he faked being humble, so now he's going to make O'Malley humble again this Saturday. During their face-off, O'Malley tells Merab that this is a different fight this time, and Merab says he is ready. Anyway, with an interview with Daniel Cormier, Merab said that 2 more clean shots could have caused him problems when he asked if he got cracked in the 5th round of their first fight. Kayla Harrison and Juliana Pena at the press conference gave us a good segment.
You've been stopped 3 times. You're 11 and 5.
It doesn't
You've
matter.
lost more fights than I've lost rounds.
6 fights.
in MMA.
And then Amanda Nunes confirmed in an interview with Scott Fontana that she is right here, she is back. She is excited to face the winner of Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. Anyway, Kevin Holland says at the press conference that he wants the worst guy at welterweight after this fight. He wants Colby Covington next. Anyway, the official weigh-in show has been completed. All fighters have made weight aside from Ariane Da Silva, who missed her weight by 6 pounds for the women flyweight bout against Wang Kong. Kong versus Da Silva is still on despite the big miss because Kong has accepted this fight with getting 30% from Ariane Da Silva's purse. Last news from the UFC 316 card is that the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board have not adopted the unified rules of MMA. Fighters with 1 hand or 2 hands on the mat will be considered grounded opponents, and 12 to 6 elbows are also illegal at UFC 316. Now let's talk about UFC 317 card, and from that we have Ilia Topuria, who confirmed that he is told by the UFC that if Oliveira pulls out, Arman Tsarukyan will be the replacement. He will be fighting Arman Tsarukyan then. On the other hand, Tsarukyan was seen eating rich food yesterday, so I don't think he has been told the same by the UFC. Next, we have Hakeem Dawodu, Kron Gracie, and Conor Matthews, who got removed from the UFC active roster. Anyway, there is no official fight announcement from the UFC today, but still we have a report that Edson Barboza is returning to the lightweight division and he will be taking on Drakkar Klose. Barboza is coming off a loss to Leron Murphy, while Klose is also coming off a loss to Joel Alvarez. This fight is being added on UFC 319 card on August 16, headlined by DDP vs Khamzat Chimaev. And then lastly, the UFC announces the debut season of UFC BJJ Road to the Title, coached by Mikey Musumeci and Rayson Gabriel. The series will be live and free on YouTube, premieres June 16th. Moreover, these coaches will fight each other in inaugural UFC BJJ Bantamweight Championship on June 25th at UFC BJJ 1. So yes, there is an official fight announcement from the UFC, but not in MMA. Anyway, we have two fight announcements in the boxing world. One of them is for the undisputed titles. First one is a cruiserweight bout where WBA number 3 ranked Frenchman Leonardo Moschi will return in a showcase bout against Ivan Garcia on June 12th on primetime card in Bron, France. With a record of 16-0, he is getting closer to the title shot. And then the undisputed title fight is between WBA Women's Bantamweight Champion Shamika Johnson versus IBF Women's Bantamweight Champion Shureta Metcalf. Metcalf was scheduled to face the unified bantamweight champion Dina Thorson, but Thorson vacated her WBO and WBC bantamweight title due to her pregnancy. The WBO and WBC bantamweight titles are now put on the line in a fight between Johnson and Metcalf for the undisputed bantamweight championship on July 11, 2025 at Madison Square Garden as part of Taylor vs Serrano 3 undercard. This is now the third women undisputed title fight that is added on this MVP all-women card. Anyway, next we have Frank Warren, who has confirmed that Dillian Whyte is off from the Wardley Huni undercard this Saturday as a big opportunity has arisen for a fight in August. It was previously revealed by Eddie Hearn that a 2-fight deal is being discussed for Anthony Joshua with Riyadh season, and Hearn had named Dillian Whyte, Jared Anderson, the Usif Dubois winner, and Tyson Fury as potential opponents as part of the deal. So if that deal is now done, it could be AJ who will be fighting Dillian Whyte in August. But that's just a guess, nothing official. Anyway, in the Keyshawn Davis vs Edwin De Los Santos press conference, there were some good moments.
So after you beat him, what you want to do? You can do whatever, I'm pretty sure.
As the headliner Davis and the co-headliner Abdullah Mason have a tense back and forth during this press conference. Moreover, Davis shoves Edwin De Los Santos after their press conference when they were facing off. Now lastly, there was a good boxing card last night in Quebec, Canada, presented by Eye of the Tiger Management, where WBA number 3 ranked undefeated light heavyweight Albert Ramirez scores a beautiful knockout with a lead uppercut against Michael Alan Landry. Undefeated Turkish light heavyweight prospect Mehmet Unal also scores 3 knockdowns over Jan Kazakevich to score a round 1 TKO win. With this 4th straight KO, he moves to 13-0 and looks ready for a ranked opponent next. Anyway, the co-headliner of the card was a ranked super lightweight bout where WBC number 9 ranked undefeated super lightweight Arthur Moaldin Biarslanov dominates Antonio Collado, scoring multiple knockdowns on the way to a round 3 stoppage win. Anyway, weigh-ins for tomorrow night fights are already done. Wardley Huni made weight, Simpson Zuku made weight, but Keyshawn Davis could not. He came in 4.3 pounds overweight at 139.3 pounds, and so he is stripped from his WBO lightweight world title ahead of his first defense versus Edwin De Los Santos. Now only De Los Santos is eligible to win the WBO world title after making weight at 134.7 pounds. And that was all in this video. Now again, you are completely up to date with the fight world. Now you have only one thing to do. Just share your thoughts in the comment section. Give your feedback. That is important. That is motivation. Be nice, be Peter Pan, and then do whatever you want.